The kids in our program, you see it in the neighborhoods, and everyone who is here from all over the country who does this work. I don't think there's one person who could say that this is not true. Art saves lives. We see it in mural making. Don't let anyone ever tell you that mural making is not an important tradition. Certainly, we in Philadelphia promise to uphold that tradition and do everything we can to act on our beliefs. Thank you very much.
Future home for our mural movement. What should we do at this important historical juncture, when the loss of the concept of the commons is occurring in all of our urban centers, when censorship is on the rise, when our country is at war, when the arts, our environment, and other public covenants are threatened with these kind of draconian cutbacks? A living art form requires change, advancement, and innovation to remain viable. As creative people, we need to pursue new materials, new methods of democratic inclusion, new collaborations, new methods that widen the circle of our dialogues. That includes technology. What we must not do is reduce muralism to decoration of light, or to one-dimensional feel-good, easy imagery, which can be like Band-Aids on cancers.
And in August 1994, on the last day of August, the IRA declared a ceasefire. 6 weeks later, the loyalist groups also declared a ceasefire. My point here is that if you're looking at the walls as some sort of measure of whether a ceasefire is coming or not, there was no message on the walls in loyalist murals. Amazingly, after the ceasefire, the vast bulk of loyalist murals looked like this. I said that the original Unionist murals were genuinely community murals. What has happened by this point is that these murals are now paramilitary murals. Nobody touches a wall in these areas unless the group that is in charge in that area either tells them to or agrees that they do it. It's not just agree, they actually commission what goes on the walls.
The mural that you see right here, I like to show whenever I can, because very few people in the community mural movement have seen it, or even seen the original, much less seen the original wall. This is the wall of respect. It is what's understood to be the origins of the community mural movement, when in 1967 a group of African-American artists, under the name Obasi, on the south side of Chicago, created an happening on the street. They decided that they wanted to make a counter-statement to the statement that they saw of their culture, to the description they saw of their culture in the dominant media. They did not like the way they felt like the African-American community was portrayed, and they decided to do this piece, The Wall of Respect.
So, I am so glad to be here, and to hear how you are the leaders of this movement in the United States, and how you sought in the same way that my father did many years ago. That made me feel that my father has not gone away, that my father is still in the land, and he's working with you, together with you, while fighting for the same ideas.
I am a proud principal of McKinley Elementary School, and as I sit here with so much pride, I think about 2 years ago, when I was assigned to the school, driving up to the school and saying, what did I get myself into? Because the place looked like a prison. It was gray, chain link fences all around, asphalt, nothing. I really thought that I was walking into a prison. But then I knew that inside of the school there was so much more, so many more amazing things that were happening that needed to be reflected outside.
Working on these squares of parachute cloth in this project, it's like quilt making, where you bring all these people together, people whose paths never would have crossed, to work towards a common goal of making the world better. See, that's what we're doing in mural arts. All the stuff we're doing, working with kids, working in communities, working with artists. We employ, I think, 150 artists a year, working in prisons, working everywhere. It's more than about providing citizens with art. It's much more than that. It's about, the bottom line is, it's about making this world better, healing this world. Our challenge is, how do we make a more just and a more humane world? That is what we deal with every day in the Mural Arts Program, and it's those questions that push us on. Yes, we've done a lot of work in Philadelphia, but there is a lot more work to do. There's a waiting list of people who want murals. What does that say? It's a powerful testament to what mural art can do.
At the same time, we were working with the construction crews to build these sort of very elaborate carved concrete form, or cast-in-place concrete forms with insets, which you see, which were then filled with mosaic pattern and ceramic elements that were created in a variety of both community studios and shop studios. We used it on one hand as a way of training a whole lot of people on how to use glass tile, because there was only 3 or 4 people who knew how to use it. We trained about 17 artists in this process.
This piece of paper represents a plot of land that you just purchased. You have 1 minute, 60 seconds to do anything that you feel is necessary to go into your community. But after that time is up, someone new will move into your community and will add something that will affect the field.
Really affect the world outside of your reality, so that all of us are showing out.
And if you'll notice, the thing about the murals is that they look like collages, right? That they're a symbol. And that's because that we use the idea of assemblage to create this communication for everyone. So every student, and there are 15 per class in all of these 14 sites, every student has a say, and they're encouraged to say something. And they're encouraged to express their ideas. And through those ideas, we come up with a visual element that goes into the mural. So everyone's voice is heard. Then they learn how to actually create that voice through drawing, painting, and other art exercises. And they learn composition, but they also learn the history of murals. But they also learn how to work together, since all of the murals have a strong collaborative element. And so the mural that you see on the wall is really incidental to this vast experience of coming together and negotiating and listening and speaking and learning.
The work is, the 2 millimeters of paint is only one part of the process and of the artwork. It is what is visible today. But I contend that that is not the artwork. The artwork is the 400 young people who stood on that site, the hundreds of community people who produced the work with us, the the moment that we stepped into that site, that's when the artwork began. And what we need to